most Floridians are now in compliance with that Real ID mandate that takes effect today, but there is a very small percentage of people out there without the new ID.
News4JAX reporter Aaron Ferrara is with us in studio this morning. And Aaron, you talked with one woman who is at a standstill right after several weeks of trying.
She says that she's getting a little bit optimistic now because of where things stand, but she's still waiting. She tells me on Monday she got an email from the DMV saying that they're going to make an exception in her case for her to possibly get one of these Real IDs, but she's waiting for the next steps on what happens next and is getting to a point alone with this effort. Here's a breakdown of where she is and how it even got to this point. This is 70-year-old Susan Dameron, pictured with U.S. Senator Rick Scott. She told me she's been trying to get her Real ID for about a month ahead of her license expiring next year. Dameron's father was in the Air Force. She was born on an Air Force base in Japan. She says when she got to the DMV to get her Real ID, she had the required documents that was told, and she said that her birth certificate would not be accepted. She told me she could not remember why they were rejected in the first place. She said when it came to a passport, the only one she had was when her parents flew back to the United States from Japan with her more than 65 years ago. Next up, she was told that she would need to submit a consular report of birth certificate, but says she does not have the access to the forms necessary for that. She was also told she needed her father's DD-214 and a copy of her sister's birth certificate. And after a review of all of that, she said those last two forms were denied as well. That brings us to where Dameron is right now. Last week, she sent an application to the U.S. Department of State for a consular report of birth abroad, which is a document used by the U.S. government to document the birth of a U.S. citizen born outside of the country. She's still waiting to hear back on the status of that application. When I asked her about how this process is making her feel right now, she had a lot to say.
I'm brokenhearted. I'm past the anger. I'm past the shock. At my age, my father was a U.S. veteran that fought in the Korean War so we could be free. I worked at a job where a government job where I assisted in taking care of our vets, and now you're telling me that I have to prove I'm a U.S. citizen? So I'm just brokenhearted. My hands are tied right now.
If this latest application is approved, you get your Real ID, how's that going to make you feel?
You'll see me on the evening news doing backflips down my street. I will be thrilled. I will be absolutely thrilled. But then again, it's frustrating that, I'm a 70-year-old citizen, or I thought I was, having to go through all of this. This is definitely going to be the last time I renew my license because, I'm not getting any younger, and so I'm just keeping my fingers crossed.
And as I mentioned earlier, Dameron, she said that she's still waiting on the DMV to tell her the parameters of her possible exception. She continues to look out for any follow-up instructions with that. We'll update you on this story as it develops on air and on news4jax.com.